Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA. Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Coaching Youth Hoops Podcast.
They're playing basketball.
Here's our hosts, Steve Collins, and Bill Flitter.
Hi, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops.
How you doing, Coach?
I'm excellent.
Good.
Excellent. I'm ready for summer.
Dude, you kicked off summer the right way, though. You had, well, it's not summer yet, but looked beautiful where you were on the lake fishing.
I know. It was good.
Was it 70?
It was 82 today.
82. Dude, I mean,
I know.
It was warmer there than in Wisconsin as in California.
I'm sure it was. The mayflies were hatching, though. Holy cow. They were like swarming. Yeah, I moved the canoe to move something, and it was like I don't even know what an insect movie is. They were just swarming. They don't bother you. They don't bite you.
Yeah, no.
They don't care. They're good for the fish, but yeah, it was you would think it'd be relaxing, but anyway. How do all you coaches relax? That's what I'd like to know. Tell me that in the comments. Let us know how you relax. I try to relax, but Coach and I have problems turning things off. Like I'm on a walk and I'm texting Coach Bill. It's like, hey, we should think about this. Send. It's like, stop. You're on a walk. Stop.
I text you on Saturday morning right before my tournament.
You had something, and I couldn't talk to you at that point.
Yeah, you couldn't talk to you. Yeah, and I don't even remember what it was. I think it was actually that I wanted to talk about the coaches clinic, the free coaches clinic.
Ooh, let's talk about that. Yes.
Yeah. So coaches, Steve and I want to bring our show to you. We're going to take it on the road. We want to do a 3-hour clinic for you and all of your, if you have a rec league, YMCA, CYO, doesn't matter. We'll come there, speak to all of your coaches for 3 hours, do some on-court training, level up all of your coaches. There's
no way we're staying for 3 hours. We're staying longer than 3 hours.
Oh, I know. We might have to bring in lunch or something.
No, maybe something. I know, but go ahead.
I know. Yeah. So go check that out, coaches. That's the first, basically it's a giveaway. That's the first place prize. Second, there's a Dr. Dish IC3 we're giving away as part of that once you sign up, and lucky winner number 2. And then one coach is going to win a free 1 year or 1 season of basketball practice plans for his team. So go to coachingyouthhoops.com/clinic for all the details.
Pretty good deal.
Great
deal. And if you sign up, I think the coach might have a little extra bonus, something. Something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got the little bonus sign up. So you have to go to the site to check out what the bonus is. Everybody's a winner. Coach, we just want to help. We just want to help more coaches.
You all get a ribbon. You all get a medal.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So what's today's topic, Coach?
Today we're going to be talking about off-season training for your players. And again, a lot of the coaches that we speak with, they have kids that they coach, anywhere from 3rd to 8th grade. What do you do with, your child over the summer where you still want them to, continue playing, keep their skills up? What's a good plan look like? Again, remember we're talking youth. So
So you and I were kind of talking about this prior to a little bit.
Mhm.
I think it depends. First of all, it depends on your kid.
That's right.
Your kid will move you toward this. So if they're serious, they're going to let you know. I think we were talking about Caitlin Clark before we came on the air about, trust me, dad never had to ask her to go shoot baskets.
Sure.
No, I'm just
Right.
saying it's like,
Yeah.
well, I think that's part of it too. As a parent or a coach, you got to read your audience. But as far as things to work on in the off season, I think there's a wide, like, again, like we were saying before we came on the air, is I think there's a wide range of value here. There's a difference what a second grader need and what an eighth grader needs. An eighth grader might need to work more on body strength and some physicality or some things like that. Maybe a fifth grader has to work on running and their gait and those kind of things. And the difference between a second grader taking a jump shot and an eighth grader taking a jump shot is big. So I think you got to break it down in almost into chunks, like elementary, middle, what would be the different skill sets that need to be worked on. And, personally in the elementary levels, I don't worry as much about shooting. I worry more about dribbling and passing and maybe kind of understanding some of the basics of the game. By the time they get to middle school, off season training might be you might need to go get you might need to get a trainer so they're lifting and getting stronger. Who was I seeing the other day when I was watching was it Plumford, the Aces? It's like, holy cow, she looks like she could be a linebacker for that. Like, she has got strong. But that's part of her game too. She has to be able to dictate that. But and then I think middle school is like part of it might be strength training, but part of it is now your shot. You should be strong enough that your shot should be more consistent. How are you getting up shots? How are you working on those kind of things? And it also depends on where you're playing. What's the long-term goal? It's like, it's not doing 3 crossovers between the legs and then attack the rim. That never happens in a game. So if you're working on 16 cone moves, great. And is it going to can make you a better ball handler? Probably, but you're never going to use it. I'm just watching an NCAA game, unless you're playing at the highest level and you want to be on ESPN at night. That stuff doesn't happen. But basic skills, ball handling, dribbling, strength as they get older, I think that's kind of my feeling on it. What's your feeling, Coach?
Yeah, so someone asked me this question in my 3rd and 4th grade team. Basically, it was the same. It was like, what should I be doing with my daughter at home? And again, she was a 3rd grader, and I said, have fun. And he looked at me, no, but what should we be doing? I'm like, play with her in your backyard.
I know.
He's like, well, what should we work on? Play with her in the backyard.
Make it so she wants to keep playing it.
That's right, exactly. And I said, just have fun with her. I said, I'll take care of the rest. She's coming to workouts twice a week on her team, and just let her enjoy the game. Sit and watch games with her, the WNBA, and cheer. And at that age, and if she wants more, then sure, just tell me. I'll give you more things to work on, or just work on her shoot and dribbling, right? And we were talking about just tell her she's got to make it to the basket in 3 dribbles, right? If that's that
make a game like, hey, before we do that though, let's give a shout out to our big sponsor who we love.
Game Changer coaches. Thing, right? Go check out Game Changer at gc.com/coaching youth hoops. It's an app that I use to video all of my youth games. It breaks it down for me into individual players in their video, their snippets. But I was talking to Game Changer the other day, and I was telling him how we have a I'll call them our video crew. Shout out to our video crew. They do most of the couple parents, the volunteers that do a lot of the video recording. And he's always trying to get a little bit better now he's talking about the lighting in the gym, how it's all off, but it's so fun to hear how he's getting into it. Yeah. Into using Game Changer and making sure that the quality is good. the video that he shoots. We got we got different mounts for our camera. Anyway, go check out Game Changer Coaches. It is a lifesaver. I always say film don't lie. You can see breakdowns of the game and of course take stats. gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
And I will put that down. I'll put that in the link down
notes
below. Yeah, in the show notes. So you go click on it. We appreciate it. Even if you go look at it and click on it, it does help us. So go over and do that. We do appreciate that. Coach and I want to retire before 97.
Yeah, before 97. Maybe not. I love doing this.
I have a daughter that wants to be an actress, so that means I'm gonna have to support her. Unless she makes it big. If she makes it big, then I'll be moving to Malibu.
Yeah.
I'll be moving to Malibu. But other than that, dog sitting. I'll probably be dog sitting. So go back to what you're talking about.
Yeah, so make it fun. I mean, that's the first thing. Just make the off season fun. Okay, now let's, like you said, let's go up. Maybe they're playing AAU basketball now, some travel league or whatever, or more competitive league over the summer. What do? I think the biggest thing there is, again, obviously make it fun for them. Number one question, it's kind of getting off topic, but not really, is, I loved watching you play. That's all you have to say to them on the car ride home. They'll open up when they're ready to talk about the game. This goes to, I think, helping them mentally, and working in that mental toughness. We're talking about the shooting, the skills, but we never talk about the mental side. A lot of kids I'm finding right now have a lot of anxiety. Maybe because of COVID, maybe because of social media is pulling that out. You know it more than I do, Coach. And we have to think about the mental side. And a lot of kids are just doing way too much stimulation, and they're just exhausted. So look for those signs as well. And I would say definitely, just think about, yes, I understand that they're kids, but long term, you have to think about flexibility and injury prevention as well. And again, these don't have to be exercises where you're like, oh, go down and, touch your toes 10 times.
Right.
Make it fun, make it interesting for them. But I think just the mental side of the game is really important. You don't have to have a, psychology degree to figure that out. It's just the way you talk and interact with your kids, helping them through those tough situations, how to deal with a teammate, how to deal with a coach, not getting enough playing time, and then the injury prevention. If they did play during the regular basketball season, now they're playing, full AAU season, something to keep in the back of your mind, how you're monitoring that. Those are the few things that came.
Yeah, I think those are all really good. And again, I think that with that comment is like, that's hard sometimes. Did you have fun, or what was the best part of the game today, or something like that. I think those are hard conversations, but I think if you want them, or you think it's a valuable thing for them to play it long term, yes. And then something my dad did is he'd just go outside, start shooting.
Yeah,
he would. And then I would, like, my brother would follow, and then I would follow. It's like sometimes it got me out of doing dishes after dinner, but it was
like that.
Yeah. But she did because her three boys were outside kind of doing something together. So, anyway, I think that's it.
Yeah. And I want to bring back what you said too. I think it's important, again, if you're talking, you have a serious basketball player, set goals. So you can see their progress. There's lots of technology out there to do that now. There's there's a dribble up ball. There's different apps. There's different, like the IC3. There's different things you can attach to the hoop to track the number of makes. Those, some cheap, some are inexpensive, and some more expensive. But just consider that if you get somebody who's serious, and at least they can see their progress, and you can gamify it a little bit to make it more fun for today's video age kids. So
yeah, anything like that. All right, anything else, Coach?
No, just coaches, just have a plan going into the off season with your kids. It doesn't have to be in depth, and doesn't have to be even taped to the refrigerator. Just have something, tailor it to the seriousness of your basketball player.
Yes. All right. Till next week, Coach.
Next week.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.